When something doesn't go right in your life or something goes wrong in your life, do you immediately think, I failed or I'm learning? The answer will tell you everything about your mindset. So keep that in your mind when you are answering the question. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Empower with Nancy. Own your power and change your life. This episode is going to be so important to you, so informative, and so enlightening and empowering, all the above. And we're going to talk about something that affects every area of our life: your career, your leadership, your confidence, your relationships, your peace. And it's this simple question: do you win in these areas or do you lose? Now, not against like losing against other people, competition, but it's in your own mind. And so when we go through these thoughts, most people think winning and losing is about their circumstances. Their circumstances could be money, it could be like career titles, it could be recognition, it could be the end results. But I've learned it is about interpretation. It truly, truly is. It's about the story that you yourself, when your life doesn't go as planned, and that story becomes your mindset. And your mindset becomes what? The future. Because that is the thoughts of what you're thinking. And so when you've been conditioned to believe, because that's what we have been, like we're conditioned to believe, and it's usually believing the opposite of the positive is negative. If it didn't work out, you completely lost, right? If you didn't last at a job or whatever, you're in a relationship, you failed. If it was hard, maybe you're not good enough. That's not the truth. And that is programming. And the most of us didn't lose. Guess what you've done? You've learned, you adjusted, you matured, and you definitely strengthened. But nobody taught us how to see it in this way. Because I will be the first one that I had to teach myself to think of this different mindset. But that is okay. So let me be honest with you. I've had lessons where things didn't go how I planned. And I'm sure majority of us have, right? Anybody that says no, they're not telling you the truth. So maybe things didn't plan in business, in leaderships and leadership positions. And I'm kind of referring to where I was in my business and leadership, not so much in relationships, but I will tell you, going into over relationships and time, I thought it would plan out, thought I would marry a specific person, thought it was going to be great, but that wasn't it, because God had other plans for me. And what did I do? I learned in those relationships and currently learned in my existing relationship for 37 years. And I had a choice. I could tell myself, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Or I could say, okay, what is this preparing me for? The decisions changed everything when I thought of it this way. And that's the mindset. And after coaching so many leaders and people, I see this pattern time after time after time. When life gets hard, some people completely collapse. They blame, they doubt, and they point the fingers. They don't recollaborate themselves and let's think about your own self-reflection. What did I learn from the situation? What did I rise from? And then when you change that mindset of being the negative and stopping and collapsing and feeling that you can't move forward and you feel like you failed, why don't you turn that around and say, what did I learn from this situation? Because I promise you, your mindset, the anxiety, the worry, the fear will change, but it will not change unless you change. That's the difference in this whole mindset. And so I want you to, let me think about this. Let me refrain from winning for you, okay? Just for you. Winning is peace under pressure. It's the confidence without validation, the clarity without chaos, and trust in yourself. That doesn't come from circumstances, guys. It comes from the mindset. And once you have it, nobody can take that away from you. So if you've heard from me in the past, like from me talking about so many different things and like the mindset and leadership, I want you to hear me that you are not behind. You are not failing. You are strengthening yourself. You learn from the opportunities. You are developing resilience. You're feeling more confident. You're becoming the best version of yourself. So don't quit in the middle of becoming, or don't quit in the middle of the darn chaos. And don't stop and collapse, regardless of what is going on in your life. And I know you're probably saying, that's easier said than done, Nancy. No, because I've lived it. And I have gone through some major challenges in my life. And I didn't collapse. I actually listened to myself. I educated myself. And I've learned so much from some of the failures that I've done. And so I want to talk a little bit about the leadership and ownership of ourselves. Because strong leaders don't pretend. They grow. They don't avoid feedback. They don't take things personal. They listen and use that feedback. They do not collapse under pressure. They rise with clarity. Guess what? That's leadership mindset. And I'm not just saying you being in a leadership position in your career. Leadership is your own leader of yourself, put your own title, CEO, COO, whatever leadership. And if you are a leader, this applies as well. So instead of asking, did I win or lose? I want you to ask, what did I learn? How did I grow in this situation? And guess what? What is my next move? Those questions build winners. When you change that mindset and ask and turn the question into positive, what did I learn? How did I grow? What's the next move for me? Boy, those are so powerful questions for you to be the winner that you want to be. So let's talk a little bit about that self-talk. How you speak to yourself matters before you speak to others. So your inner voice becomes your leadership voice. You train it, you protect it, and then you respect it. And talk to yourself like someone that you're responsible for leading. I want you to talk to yourself like you're the person responsible for leading. What advice would you give them? And when we feel like we're almost going to quit, most breakthroughs happen right after frustration, like in seconds, right after the doubt, right after the exhaustion. Don't quit there. That's where the mindset is built. Okay? When you second guess yourself or you're doubting yourself and you're feeling burnt out, don't quit. Just reflect, stop, reflect. I don't want you to even emotionally react. I want you to stop, reflect. What did you learn from it? Because I guarantee you're going to learn something. You're going to turn that negative into a positive. And so I'm going to leave with, I want to give yourself a weekly challenge, like just this weekly challenge. This week, when something doesn't go your way, I want you to say to yourself, guess what? I didn't lose. I learned something. I didn't fail. I evolved. And I'm still becoming. I am a winner. And I am looking forward to all the beautiful opportunities that are ahead of me. I'm not going to focus on how it's going to happen. What's the end result? You just know and say that once and it will happen. But guess what? You know what the secret sauce to all of this is? Is you must believe. Believe and achieve. And let me leave you with this. You don't win because life is easy. You win because you decide that I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting on myself. I'm not quitting on the situation. No matter what, you're going to train your mind. You're going to choose your growth. You're going to lead yourself. And that makes you completely unstoppable. I hope that this episode really resonated with you. And if it did, of course, please share it with a friend, a family member. Give me the likes. I'm looking so forward to continuing to grow my podcast. And always remember that you are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you know. And your best chapters for you are right ahead. They're right in front of you. And as I always say, you have full control of the will. With so much love and gratitude, Nancy.